Iran is threatening a full-scale war and missile strikes not only against Israel but also against the United States of America if Trump actually carries out his threats of a massive strike against the Ayatollah regime. And interestingly, Iranian media reported that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was urgently taken to a special protected underground bunker for protection against an assassination attempt. And one of his sons has taken over his functional duties. Iranian authorities said they would treat a United States attack as the start of full-scale war and respond with all their forces. This statement came after Donald Trump said that a huge armada of ships is currently heading toward Iran, and the United States is ready to use it against the Ayatollah regime. In addition, the day before, the United States announced new sanctions against Iran, in particular blocking the operations of the shadow fleet that trades Iranian oil. And then suddenly, the Wall Street Journal writes that after a 12-day war with Israel, Iran has begun to restore its missile arsenal. According to intelligence estimates, chemicals from China could be used as fuel for about 500 ballistic missiles. Most of the arsenal was kept in underground storage at the same time. Well, that's why Trump is ready to launch strikes, but for now, he is being held back by the positions of the Persian Gulf countries and Israel, who want to be better prepared. At the same time, the United Kingdom joined in increasing its military presence near Iran's borders by sending combat aircraft to the region. So there's definitely something to discuss here. My name is Alexei Pechi. Let's discuss this topic together. But before we start, I ask you to subscribe to this channel, give it a like, and leave any comment under this episode. This is crucial for promoting YouTube content, and I would appreciate it. And the Telegram channel Pechi News, the link to it is in the description of this video, and there we publish breaking news as it comes in. So let's go through everything step by step. United States President Donald Trump has once again allowed for possible military action against Iran, where the authorities have harshly suppressed mass protests. Trump's quote, "We have an armada, a huge fleet moving in that direction just in case. Maybe we won't have to use it. We'll see. We're watching Iran to make sure nothing happens, but we're monitoring them very closely." And now it's reported that in the coming days, the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by several guided missile destroyers, will finally arrive in the Middle East. At the same time, a second strike group has entered the Mediterranean Sea, and a third is heading east across the Atlantic Ocean. The Americans are also reporting the potential deployment of additional air defense systems in the region to protect American bases from possible strikes by Iran. And I should note here that earlier, the human rights network Krana confirmed the deaths of 5,002 people during the suppression of mass anti-government protests in Iran. Almost 10,000 more cases of death are still under investigation, and earlier a representative of the Iranian government gave a similar assessment to Reuters. It's notable that the official blamed the deaths of innocent Iranians on the protesters, essentially saying it was their fault. About 27,000 people remain under arrest, and moreover, there have been reports of numerous arrests in several regions of the country in recent days. So, the regime continues its crackdown. At the same time, the United States announced new sanctions against Iran for the killing of peaceful protesters. The United States Treasury Department said the sanctions will impact 9 vessels from Iran's shadow fleet and their owning companies. As stated, all property and assets of the sanctioned legal entities and individuals located in the United States or owned or controlled by United States persons will be blocked. The United States Treasury Department added that the restrictions are aimed at reducing the revenues of the Iranian regime. Here's a quote: "This revenue rightfully belongs to the Iranian people. Instead, it is used to fund regional terrorist proxies, weapons programs, and security services, rather than the basic economic services that the Iranian people have bravely demanded." In addition, the Wall Street Journal reports that after a 12-day war with Israel, Iran began rebuilding its missile arsenal. According to intelligence estimates, chemicals from China that Iran recently received could be used as fuel for nearly 500 ballistic missiles. Meanwhile, most of the arsenal remained in underground storage. Therefore, according to sources, United States President Donald Trump has recently instructed his aides to prepare options for actions with a devastating effect on Iran, from pinpoint strikes on Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps facilities to a possible campaign aimed at destabilizing Ayatollah's regime. Diplomats believe that behind this, the delay in attacking Iran has so far been explained by pressure from the Gulf countries and Israel, who feared that air defense systems were insufficient to repel a possible Iranian counterattack. These concerns are now being addressed, particularly at the Al Udeid base in Qatar and in other locations in the region where Patriot and Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Systems have been deployed. According to media reports, Tehran is preparing for a possible strike and is threatening a harsh response. According to senior Iranian officials, underground missile units have been on high alert for several weeks. And despite Iran being weakened after the previous confrontation, the country still possesses a significant arsenal of short-range missiles. And now, the Gulf states fear that in the event of war, it is their oil infrastructure and key strategic facilities that will come under the greatest attack. And now, Iran has decided to respond to Donald Trump's threats, and here I will quote Sky News. A high-ranking Iranian official warned that the country would consider any attack as a full-scale war against us, before the United States Aircraft Carrier Strike Group and other forces arrive in the region. Further quoting him, "This military buildup, we hope it is not aimed at real confrontation, but our military is ready for the worst-case scenario." That's exactly why everyone in Iran is on high alert. This time we will consider any attack, limited, unlimited, pinpoint, kinetic, whatever it may be called, as a full-scale war against us. And we will respond in the harshest way to settle this issue. Now let's turn to the regional media. Iran International reports that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has settled in a special underground shelter in Tehran after senior military and security officials assessed an increased risk of a potential attack from the United States of America. The underground facility where Ali Khamenei is hiding is described as a shelter with interconnected tunnels. The information also indicates that Khamenei's son, who is the supreme leader's third son, has taken over the daily management of Ayatollah's office and serves as the main channel of communication with the executive branches of power. This means that Ali Khamenei is really hiding and just sends his son to relay information to the executive authorities if needed. In other words, Ali Khamenei is actually hiding in a bunker and doesn't come out at all, and it seems that an attack is really being prepared. The fact is that the United Kingdom has joined the buildup of military presence near Iran's borders by sending combat aircraft to the region. Amid rising tensions between Tehran and Washington, this move has raised fears that multiple countries may be preparing for military action against Iran. According to the British press, the Royal Air Force has deployed 4 Typhoon fighter jets to Qatar. The aircraft are stationed at an airbase near Doha, close to the main American base Al Udeid. Let me remind you, Typhoon fighter jets are capable of intercepting drones and striking with Storm Shadow cruise missiles at a distance of more than 250 kilometers. This significantly expands the strike capabilities of the Western coalition in the Persian Gulf. The deployment of British aviation took place shortly after President Donald Trump announced the dispatch of a large naval group to the Middle East, calling it an armada. So the Iranian regime definitely has reason to be nervous here. But in the meantime, Russia, as a key ally of Iran, is in no hurry to help the Ayatollah regime because it cannot help. Putin just offered to mediate talks between Iran and the United States. But when it came to military capabilities, Russia simply has nothing left to offer Iran, especially since Putin doesn't want to quarrel with Donald Trump. So, on that note, I'd like to share a wonderful quote from today's article in The Telegraph. For many years, Russia has been trying around the clock to portray NATO as a paper tiger. Now Washington has a chance to change the rules of the game. Even though President Trump continues negotiations with Russia, the American authorities should consider informational and diplomatic steps that will show Moscow's other partners where they stand at a critical moment. Putin will just as easily throw them under the bus. And here, I'll leave it at that. Friends, share your opinions and conclusions in the comments below this episode, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and don't forget to give a like. If you want to support the work of this YouTube channel, you can do so with any donation or a paid subscription using the links and details provided. In the description of this video, it says support the channel Alexei Pechi. Choose any format that is convenient for you. I will be grateful for any of your support. That's all for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye, everyone.